now, well, I'm actually the collections manager here in the collection, so part of the research that I do is basically enabling the collection for researchers to work on. But I actually do some work myself on moths. I study the taxonomy of a group of moths called underwings. And so they're quite common around here, so I'm often growing the caterpillars, seeing the caterpillar morphology, figuring out what they like to eat, figuring out which one of the underwing moths are related to which other ones, that kind of thing, so taxonomically. This is a box of underwing moths right here, and they're so called because their lower pair of wings right there are very gaudily colored. In this case, this is a species that has a bright orange hindwing like that, but some of them have like a jet black hindwing or a bright white hindwing or a bright pink hindwing, and they're covered when they're at rest. The forewings cover them, and the forewings are bark-like, and so you can't see them. They're completely cryptic when they sit on a tree trunk, and then if you pester them, they'll flash their wings, which is a startle sort of response, and they'll fly away.
Well, I've learned a lot about taxonomy, so usually when I work here, I go through different groups of specimens and figure out what species are what, looking at them, reading literature on the taxonomy, and making sure that things are organized properly.
So we have about, we don't know exactly how many, but we have about 1.5 to 1.5 to 1.6 million specimens, something like that. The majority of which are in this room.
So some of them are fun just because they're really beautiful. I don't know if you can get a good shot of that. Is that good? Okay, so those are really cool just to look at. This group is called Uraniidae, and it's cool because not only are they beautiful, they have interesting colors, but the patterns on each of the wings are somewhat different from each other, which is really unusual in Lepidoptera and in a lot of different species and groups.
Among other things, insects are major pollinators, they're major food sources for most other organisms, especially anything higher up on the food chain, so working with entomological material is pretty important.
We go about our daily lives thinking we know what's going on around us, but if you go outside and you just sit quietly and pay attention to what's happening, you notice that there are lots and lots of lives happening all around you. You can sit in one spot and, see 100 creatures in a day go by. Most of them are tiny.